Greetings! Welcome to the Tarot Card of the Now. In this video, I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot deck to pull one card that has a message for the now. Whenever you're watching this, you were pulled to it because you needed this message. So here it is. Let's get the card and see what it is. And we have an inverted card there. I think it's the Four of Swords. Yeah, it's the Four of Swords. Great. So she is under the ground. I don't know if you see that since it is inverted, but this is the ground up here. This is the top. She's in the ground. The Four of Swords is like kind of like a rest and what's coming first off is that rest, recuperation, getting away from everything, finding solitude seems to be what we're wanting. That's the first things that come off to me. Just wanting to get away from everything. That's kind of the energy right now. I find, looking at this card, I find, or I see all these thoughts, these things running through your head, are not necessarily helpful. When you're wanting to find solitude, wanting to get away, it's these ideas and thoughts running through your head are not necessarily helpful. I see this as not giving into the urge to run away from everything or to get away from everything. I just see her buried as not necessarily what you want to be doing right now. You need to come back up to the surface because right now in your solitude, it's not a very good process going on, or there's just not a lot going on in your head that's being very helpful. I just see, yeah, this need to this need to, yeah, let go of this idea that you have to be in solitude. Don't give in to the urges to just run away and hide. These are all the things I'm seeing from this card. This could be manifested in many different ways, but basically just wanting to get away from everything, maybe feeling a little overwhelmed, so you want to get away. But this solitude isn't like the hermit solitude where you're finding enlightenment. In this solitude, you're just kind of wallowing in your own pity, basically, whatever that is. There's just this tendency to just kind of want to hide away. It's like, what comes to mind is being in bed and not wanting to get up, right? We have those days where we just want to stay in bed. We don't want to get up. We just wake up and they're like, just put the blanket over our head and go back to sleep. But you're not that way because you're tired. That's another thing that's kind of just popping in my head is it's not physical tiredness. It's not that. It's more of like a mental tired. Like I said, but this solitude, this isn't good. It's like that depressive state where you don't want to get up. You're not going back to sleep because you're just super duper tired. You're wanting to go back to sleep because you're not wanting to live life. And that's what the major message right here now is, not wanting to go out there. You want to stay in your little coffin, stay in your little bed, and not live life. And it's all these thoughts that are holding you back. It's this mental exhaustion. There's the word, exhaustion. I just had to open up there, get that word out. It's a mental exhaustion, not a physical exhaustion. It's not a need to get rest. It's you wanting to get away. And it's kind of like the idea of sleeping because you'd rather be dreaming than actually living your real life, living reality. Reality sucks, so we get away by sleeping, dreaming, or anything else. This could also be doing some drugs, right? Or drinking. All those things are to get an altered mind state so you can live in that altered reality and not this reality. So But going back to the drinking analogy as opposed to the dreaming analogy, what happens if you're upset and you drink? I know that's why people start crying, right? They get drunk, they're trying to get away, right, from the reality, but really it just gets in their face once they get into that state. They think, oh, I'm going to get away with it, I'm going to be happy, but then they end up crying, right? It's kind of the idea. You can't run from it, hiding from it, it's still going to be there. So, like I said, like the message, the energy right now is wanting to get away, and like I said in the beginning, don't fall into that urge. Don't give in to that urge, because that's not being helpful right now. This is not the time. This is why the Four of Swords is reversed. It's not the time for rest. It's not the time to sleep. It's not the time to get away. It's the time to resist the urge to get away. That's the message for right now. That's what's in front of us at this time. If this really spoke to you, if this really helped you, make sure to give it a like, so I know. It definitely gives me encouragement to keep going. And leave a comment what you thought. No matter what you thought of this video, anything at all you have in your mind, feel free to leave a comment. I greatly appreciate them. So with that, I'll say, blessed be.